This is the Goode Show. I'm Surinder, a proud military spouse of 26 years. My guy retired as a Command Master Chief after serving 30 years as a Navy SEAL. I'm also a mom, an entrepreneur, and an advocate for the military community. Here at the Goode Show, we delve into the inspiring lives of military spouses. From navigating deployments to building thriving businesses, we're here to empower, educate, and connect. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's get into it, because the Goode Show is where your story matters. Welcome to this week's episode. My name is Surinder. I am your host, and this is the Goode Show. I am incredibly fortunate to be sitting here today with the president of SDMAC Foundation, Terry McKearney. How are you?
Doing fine. Thanks for having me here, Surinder. I'm looking forward to talking with you about the foundation and what we do.
Well, I love that because I've been to a couple of SDMAC events again, I've seen you guys, sponsor students, veterans to stay in San Diego. You've created a great deal of impact. But before we get into that, Terry, I want to know a little bit about you, your service, your passion. You're still serving after you finished serving.
Well, you're correct. I did 20 years in the Navy as a naval officer. After that, we decided to retire, stay here in San Diego. And of course, and this is very key to what we do, nobody really retires from the military and stays in San Diego. People retire from the Navy, the military maybe, but they leave the military and they get another job here in the San Diego area. And that's what I did. My wife is a school administrator, and so we decided to stay here in San Diego. And I went to work in the defense industry. Worked for a small company doing operations research and analysis. It's a trade that I have a background in, and eventually started my own small operations research business here in town. And our primary role in that job is to help the lab out at Point Loma, NIWC, Naval Information Warfare Center, decide what technologies are beneficial or have the potential to support our warfighters and our operating fleet. So we do analysis and evaluation and help the Navy decide which technologies are workable. In addition to that, though, and I think what brings us here is my wife and I are very engaged in the community, both the military community and the civilian community here in San Diego. And I've been involved in the San Diego Military Advisory Council since it was founded in around 2000.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yes. So first I was a member of the of SDMAC as a business owner. SDMAC's charter is to represent the military issues and military posture and military presence here in San Diego. And one of the things that SDMAC is very well aware of, in fact, studies, is the impact of the military here on the local community. So every year, SDMAC puts out a report, and what that report has shown consistently through the years, excuse me, is that the military accounts for about 25% of the local economy here in San Diego. I think most San Diegans realize there's a strong military presence here in San Diego, but we're not sure the community always recognizes what the economic impact of that is. Well, several years ago, SDMAC, this Military Advisory Council, founded a foundation, the SDMAC Foundation.
Okay.
And the foundation's express purpose as a 501c3 education organization is to support military service members who are leaving the military here in San Diego but need either some education, some certification to be able to find a job and stay here in the San Diego area. And that's what separates the SDMAC Foundation from the other veteran service offices here in San Diego. Our express purpose is to support these people getting out of the military, want to stay in San Diego, but need to have some holes filled to be able to convert over into the civilian economy. First thing we have to realize is San Diego is a very difficult place for military people to stay after they transition out into becoming veterans. It's very expensive to live here. And the jobs that we have here tend to be at the high-tech level or in the trades, the construction area, for example. And we realize that those military people have very viable skills and they're good workers, but they need some help getting those skills translated into the civilian workforce.
I'm glad that you clarified that the purpose of the foundation is if that service member wants to stay here, that this is where you come in to support, to enable them to be able to get a job position that will allow them to stay in San Diego. I've come across a lot of service members, Terry, to your point, retired from the military but not really retired, and can't stay in San Diego and have left simply because of the cost of living.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So this is a very impactful program that SDMAC Foundation provides.
We think so, and we're always looking for support. So we right now have scholarship arrangements with San Diego State, University of San Diego, and Cal State San Marcos. And our grants specifically go to their military students, or their recently made veteran students, if you will, who are working to try to stay in the San Diego area. Again, get that education they need to stay in the San Diego area. Another area where we're branching out in is support of spouses as well, because you realize that it's not just the service member turned veteran who wants to stay in San Diego or needs to find employment in San Diego to stay here. It's the family as well.
Yes.
In fact, a good number of the grants and scholarships that we provide go to service members who are trying to keep their families here in San Diego. We provide a bridge funding for a service member. May have the GI Bill, but that won't cover the expenses of his family staying here in San Diego, or that spouse getting a employment here in San Diego.
I love the fact that you've mentioned spouses, because again, I can relate to that. We decided to stay in San Diego, but Chris, after retiring, well, you got to work because it's just the way it is in San Diego. Tell me, how can people support the foundation? Companies listening right now, how can they support the foundation?
Well, there are a couple of ways. We have our website, and you can go on our website and just make a donation. The other thing we've established with companies and long-term donors in mind is a sponsorship program that is relatively modest by most sponsorship programs, but it's tuned to exactly the kind of needs that we address and the kind of grants that we provide. So we have a sponsorship program that we would really like to have people participate in and establish a long-term relationship with us as donors. The other thing we do is we do fundraising events. The two primary ones we do annually are we do a golf tournament in the spring, and then soon we'll be doing an auction and a reception. And this event is tied to the SDMAC, the San Diego Military Advisory Council, which is sort of the other side of our enterprise here. And I talked about SDMAC a few minutes ago. What SDMAC does is it provides the opportunity for bases to nominate their key sailors or Marines or Coast Guardsmen for awards, and we give them the awards at this dinner. We also recognize members of the community that have made contributions to the military presence here in San Diego. And what we do as the foundation is we do a reception and auction that's associated with this dinner, and that'll be August 22nd. Our reception auction will start at 5 p.m. at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, the Bayview restaurant there at MCRD, and we'll use that auction to be a major fundraiser for us. So again, we can address these needs at the both at the universities we deal with, but then also other grants that we may be trying to provide, again, for spouses or for service members trying to get into the trades.
Now, the auction, and I'm very much looking forward to this because it's always a blast, is on August 22nd.
It's August 22nd.
So you still have time to get in touch with San Diego MAC Foundation and get a good giveaway in there for the auction, because you will be helping service members. You'll be raising money for the foundation, which in turn is going to help service members and their families stay in San Diego. Terry, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can write me directly on my email, which is foundationpresident, one word, foundationpresident @ and then SDMAC, SDMAC.org. That's my email address. And you can access us through the SDMAC website, sdmac.org/foundation, and you can reach out to us through that. But we'd be glad to hear from anybody willing to participate on two levels relative to the auction. One, as you indicated, we are looking for terrific gifts that
Yes.
people will auction off. The people who come to this event are going to be military leaders, political leaders, leaders of the community. And that's the second way you can support the auction. You can go on the SDMAC website and you can actually sign up to attend this dinner.
I was going to say, are tickets still available?
They are available, yes.
And it's a great night. It's a great event. We have a great auctioneer. It's a lot of fun. So definitely check out sdmac.org. Tab under the foundation. You'll see the events there. Terry, it has been a pleasure having you on today. We want to come back and talk more after the event about the initiative, the sponsorship program, and also get people more familiar with how they can help, because there's a multitude of ways people can help these days. There's really no excuse not to help at all, to be honest with you. You can go online, you can everything's done online, you can donate online. It's so easy.
Well, in fact, our auction will be online. We'll be taking the auction live in about a week in advance of the auction itself on the 22nd, but we'll have bidders from around the country.
And I remember at last year's auction, there was some fabulous giveaways.
Some fabulous prizes, because
Yes.
we will pull from around the country and groups that specifically donate and help charities with some terrific gifts. One of the events we had last year was an adult space camp that we actually auctioned off. So those are the kind of things that we'll have available at the auction. And again, you can come live and participate in the auction and in the awards dinner, or we'll be online and be able to.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. And if you're not going to get involved with the auction, you've seen the clips of the golf tournament, you have to be there. How can you not be at this golf tournament? It's
a fun golf tournament.
And we have to give a shout out to Gerald, who organises it.
Jerry Blanton's actually our vice president of the foundation. He's the one who organizes the golf tournament.
He does a great job. And last year, Titanium
Cobra was our big sponsor of the golf tournament last year. They're a local defense company. And again, what I think that shows is they realize the value of keeping veterans here in San Diego to seek employment in the defense industry.
Absolutely. We're going to follow up with Terry and do a full episode, so stay tuned to the Goode Show. We'd like you to go to YouTube and subscribe to us there. Terry, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Well, thank you for allowing us to tell the story of the foundation, and hopefully we'll have some of your viewers want to chip in and help us.
Absolutely. And spouses, I always say to spouses, the San Diego Military Advisory Council, if you have a business, you should come to their monthly breakfast meetings. It's a great networking environment, and like you said, military leaders are there. We've had some political leaders there as well, but just a good vibe. So that's the San Diego Military Advisory Council.org. Tab over to the foundation, scroll down to the donate button, and then you know what you have to do then. Terry, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Surinder. I appreciate your help.
Thanks for tuning in to The Goode Show. I hope you have been inspired by today's conversation. If you loved what you heard, help us spread the word. Follow me on Instagram @The Goode Show. As military spouses, we all have stories to share, experiences, resources, and support. I want to hear your story and highlight your business. Let's connect, DM me, or visit surindergoode.com to share your journey. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and keep doing good things.